At the start of this year's WNBA season, it was announced that Caitlin Clark signed a massive endorsement deal with Nike. This deal was for 8 years, $28 million with a signature sneaker included.
Nike just dropped a Caitlin Clark t-shirt, and WNBA fans are losing their minds, not in a good way. This shirt is so bad, fans are saying a 10-year-old could have done better. What's going on with Nike? They've got a $28 million deal with Clark, and this is what they come up with? Let's talk about this disaster for a second. The shirt looks like someone slapped Clark's name on a plain tee and called it a day. No cool design, no stats, nothing. Just a basic shirt that's supposed to celebrate one of the hottest players in the WNBA right now.
Now, at the time, a lot of us were so excited about this. Nike is obviously the biggest brand in athletic apparel, and Caitlin seemed to be a perfect fit for the brand.
Is this really how you treat your star athlete? You know what's crazier? This mess goes way deeper than just a bad shirt. We're about to dive into why fans are so mad, what Nike should have done, and how this whole thing affects Caitlin. Trust me, it gets worse. You won't believe how badly Nike dropped the ball on this one. Are you ready to see just how far this rabbit hole goes? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
For sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes. It is mind-blowing. Since she has signed this contract, you guys, and her WNBA season has come and gone. And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials. We have not seen any ads. We have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise.
Think the outrage is just about an ugly shirt? Think again. Fans are fuming over something much bigger. Imagine breaking records left and right, leading your team to the playoffs, and your sponsor acts like you don't exist. That's exactly what happened to Caitlin Clark. But why would Nike ghost their $28 million star? Let's break this down. Caitlin Clark didn't just have a good rookie season, she had an incredible one. We're talking 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and a league-leading 8.4 assists per game. She led the Fever to the playoffs and made the All-Star team. This girl was on fire. And what did Nike do? Crickets. You'd think Nike would be all over social media, hyping up their star player, posting highlight reels, celebrating her achievements, maybe even dropping some limited edition merch. But nope, nothing, nada.
Nike struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring her? $28 million at the time, while some people, including myself, were saying that this might be a little bit too low because of the superstar that she is.
It's like they forgot they had one of the hottest players in the WNBA on their roster. So when Nike finally decides to acknowledge Clark's existence, what do? They drop this basic, uninspired t-shirt after the season's over. Talk about too little, too late. Fans are livid, and can you blame them? One fan called out Nike on social media, saying, "First tweet regarding the current biggest star in women's sports since the night she was drafted. Do better, swoosh." Another fan hit the nail on the head. "Finally, now you lined up everything in one post. What's the hold on posting anything about CC, huh, Nike?" It's a good question. Why the radio silence during Clark's record-breaking season? This isn't just about a bad design or poor timing. It's about respect. Respect for Caitlin Clark, respect for her achievements, and respect for the fans who've been cheering her on all season. As one fan put it, Caitlin deserved better than this at Nike. You know what's crazy? Nike had a golden opportunity here. They could have been riding the Caitlin Clark wave all season long. Imagine the buzz they could have created, the merch they could have sold, the goodwill they could have built with fans. Instead, they sat on the sidelines and watched Clark dominate without saying a word. Nike fumbled big time, but there's a game-changing play they could have made. Picture this, a shirt that captures Clark's essence so perfectly, fans would be lining up around the block. What design could turn this PR nightmare into a slam dunk? Let's talk about what Nike should have done. First off, they needed to show Clark some love on social media. Imagine if they'd been posting about her achievements all season long. Every time she broke a record or had an amazing game, boom, Nike's there, hyping her up. That's how you build excitement and keep fans engaged. Now, let's get to that shirt. You know what would have been awesome? A shirt with Clark's silhouette making that signature three-pointer she's known for. Add her stats below: 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game. That's a shirt fans would actually want to buy and wear with pride. But here's the thing. It's not just about the design. Timing is everything in marketing. Nike should have been all over Clark's success as it was happening, not after the fact. They had a golden opportunity to ride the wave of excitement throughout the season. Instead, they waited until it was all over to acknowledge her achievements. You know what's crazy? Nike could have created so much buzz if they'd been on top of things. Imagine limited edition merch dropping after each big game or milestone. Fans would have been scrambling to get their hands on it. It's not rocket science. Show your athletes some love when they're breaking records, and fans will love you for it. Think about it. Nike has a $28 million deal with Clark. That's a huge investment. So why weren't they plastering her face all over their social media? Why weren't they creating hype videos and highlight reels? They had a star on their hands, and they treated her like just another player. Here's the thing. Fans notice this stuff. They're passionate about their favorite players, and they want to see them get the recognition they deserve. When Nike dropped the ball, fans felt like Clark was being disrespected, and that's not good for anyone. Not for Clark, not for Nike, and definitely not for the fans. You might think this is just about one player and one poorly designed shirt. Think again. This Nike blunder is exposing cracks in the foundation of women's sports sponsorships. And the fallout? It's bigger than you can imagine. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark for a second. She's not just any player, she's a $28 million star. But this controversy, it's putting a big question mark on her brand image. Fans are wondering, if Nike can't get it right with their biggest investment, what does that say about Clark's value? It's a mess, and it's making people question everything. But here's where it gets really wild. This isn't just about Clark, it's about every single player in the WNBA. Think about it. If Nike drops the ball with their top star, what hope do other players have? It's like a domino effect. One bad move, and suddenly every sponsorship deal in the league is under scrutiny. You know what's crazy? This whole thing is shining a spotlight on some serious issues in the WNBA. We're talking about more than just t-shirts here. Remember all those coach firings recently? Yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's like the league can't catch a break, and now this Nike drama is adding fuel to the fire. But here's the kicker. This controversy, it's not just affecting the players or the league. It's changing how fans think about women's sports as a whole. One fan hit the nail on the head when they said, "This isn't just about one player or one shirt. It's about how we value women's sports and the athletes who make them great." That's the real issue here. Think about it. Every time a brand messes up like this, it's not just bad PR. It's sending a message about how much they really care about women's sports. And let me tell you, fans are paying attention. They're demanding better. They want to see their favorite athletes get the recognition they deserve. You know what's wild? This could be a turning point. Fans are fired up. They're calling out brands, demanding better treatment for players. It's like a wake-up call for the whole industry. And who knows, maybe this is what it takes to finally get some real change in women's sports. All right, let's wrap this up. Nike dropped the ball big time with Caitlin Clark, and it's not just about a bad shirt. This whole mess shows how women's sports are still fighting for respect. The WNBA is growing, but some brands are stuck in the past. Here's what you can do. Next time a WNBA player breaks a record, shout it from the rooftops. Tag the sponsors on social media. Let them know we're watching and we care. These players deserve better, and it's up to us fans to demand it. You know what's wild? The WNBA is on fire right now, and it's time for brands to catch up. Players like Clark are changing the game, and sponsors need to step up their game too. The future of women's basketball is bright, but only if we keep pushing for change.